What is up, Raider Nation?
Black and silver, I represent Raider Gang.
Who's ready to get this party started tonight?
Black and silver, I represent Raider Gang.
Shout out to Raider Nation Wrecking Crew, Raider Nation Misfits, The Black Hole, TPH, TMBC.
Hey, TMBC in the house.
4 Dubs.
Woo!
From LA. All the homies from Las Vegas, SGB. Oaktown, where you at?
Oaktown. Woo! That was just a little snippet of Raider Gang by Lonnie Cash and Certified. That will be released very soon. We just wanted to give you a little taste. We were bumping that all weekend. I was gonna say in Oakland. We were bumping that all weekend in Atlanta.
It felt like
Oakland, right? What is up? I am Spicy Raider Girl, and I'm here with Mother Moon behind the scenes. What's up, Mother Moon?
What's up, everyone? Glad you're joining us.
Welcome to For Life. This is our take. And if you like that song, I know you only got to hear a snippet of it, but if you want to hear some more music, also check out Lonnie Cash. Oh, no, excuse me. That was Lonnie Cash and Certified. Also check out Certified's new music video, Bleeding Silver and Black. That's out now. They already shot a music video for that earlier in the year. And there's all kinds of our favorite fans in there. So again, that was Raider Gang by Lonnie Cash and Certified. And check out Bleeding Silver and Black by Certified. And we'll get into some more music later on. But for now, I want to thank everybody. We have received our 1,000th YouTube subscriber. That came in while we were out in Atlanta. So thank you for the Atlanta Raider fans and just Atlanta fans as well. There was a lot of people in Atlanta that we ran into that were either Raider fans or wanted to support the show. So thank you, everybody.
Yeah, I was really surprised how the waiters and the servers, just everyone, they're like, oh, Raiders all the way. Like, why aren't you representing? Right? I usually wear my hat, but yeah, it was really good to see. We have some love out there.
Yes, that was fun. Say, what's up to everybody? What is up, Raider at China? And Ethan in the house representing Raiders de la Baja. What is up? Hello, Raider Panda. And Mateo, Mr. Matter of Fact, on my ride home from work, Mr. Fat. Thanks for coming through. And we're gonna play. We also, if you weren't on the last show, we have a new theme song that is out, and it is of course called Our Story by Mr. Matter of Fact. So we'll be playing that again towards the end of the show. That will be released. I believe it's going to be December 9th. If you can't comment, I understand if you're driving, but let us know if that went through. I know you put it through for like approval or submission or something like that. So let us know.
And here we have Robert Vega, Raiders.
So what is up, Hollywood in the house? Robert Vega in the house. What's up, Thor? So yeah, we are going to get into a few Raiders headlines here, starting with the Atlanta recap. So we all know what happened with the game. So I'm not going to recap the game too much. We don't need to. I don't think anybody needs to relive that mess. But what I would like to recap is just the time that we had out there. I want to thank Vicc Bad Guy and Ty Brown for hosting everything. They were great. They showed us around. They were very hospitable. They threw a good party. The meet and greet went off, I think, without a hitch. Is that how you say it?
That's what you say. The house was packed. The house packed at the Irish pub.
It was, but they did a good job keeping us safe.
Absolutely.
Everyone was, wearing masks. They had an outdoor patio section that we were all hanging out in to try to keep our social distancing and whatnot. But we have had a good time for sure. And Mr. Matter of Fact says yes, December 9th on all media platforms. Our Story that will be released. And again, I'll play that towards the end of the show if you didn't hear it last time. So besides that, it was so much fun out there. I mean, we got to see Hollywood, Laredo, Raiderina made her debut, Outlaw, the whole Hollywood family. Who else was out there? Jester, of course, Certified, Storm Raider, Mistress Polo. How can I forget Clown Prince? Hello, in the house sitting right next to me.
Sitting right next to you.
Little Chucky Gruden in the house, of course. We were rolling so deep there. You know how we do. We had to keep the tradition alive. So we mobbed up at 8:30 when the parking lots open, first ones in, and quite honestly, the Raiders fans were the only ones in. It was like we were representing so deep. I mean, there was no red whatsoever. It was
No.
only Raiders fans.
We're driving. We had Hollywood leading the pack, and with our cars, our flags were going. We're like, okay, where's the Falcons man? Couldn't find them.
Couldn't find
We
them.
rolled up to the stadium, still not around. Of course, we're there at 8:00, 7:30, 8:00.
Yeah,
We
definitely.
represented.
So what is up, Certified? I see you in here. I played a snippet of your song at the very beginning of the show. Like I said, we were bumping that all weekend long. I don't know if he has a release date, but that will be out soon. And for now, check out Bleeding Silver and Black on YouTube. He has a music video out for that. And yes, when we were walking into the stadium, we literally saw, and I am not making this up, and you'll see this. We're going to put out a video of our, on For Life, a Raider Story, of course, of our experience being out there in Atlanta. So I have documented footage of how ridiculously weak this tailgate was. I am not exaggerating when I say there were 8. They had a giant tailgating section that was as big as a football field,
backyard.
like a football, like soccer. So even bigger than a football field. And it was called the backyard. And they had 8 cars. And it was completely silent. No music, nothing happening. It was unbelievable. And as we were walking into the stadium, we're all yelling Raiders, like we do. And there it was, again, just pin drop. Nothing. So I actually am a little concerned, though, that this might be a sneak peek, a preview of what we'll see in Las Vegas. What do you think?
Yeah, we were yelling Raiders. We had our group yelling back with us, but overall we didn't hear anything back, and so we got to get that back out there. And
What do
let
you
the
think
Raiders
about the
know.
preview? What do you think? Do you think that was a preview of Vegas?
I think it is. I hope it's not. That's why we're going to keep that chant going.
Yes, definitely. We got to keep that alive. Vegas, and I say this because I know it was COVID and there was very few fans in the stands, but the fans that were in the stands, they weren't standing, they weren't cheering. They were, and I know what the game. I get the score as well. So but still, it doesn't matter what the score is. As Raider fans, we stand up and we cheer. And I don't know where these Raiders fans came from. I know Raiders represent deep and we quote unquote travel well, but I don't know that these Raider fans have ever seen what we throw down in Oakland because they were sleepy. Okay. So we need to represent. I hope that's not a preview of Vegas. I hope we can keep the spirit of being at an Oakland game alive. I sat down for like 2.5 seconds because I was getting a little Chucky situated with his popcorn. And I was like, nobody saw that, right? Nobody saw that.
We're calling 5-second roll. Stand up. Yeah, 5 seconds. Who else
So,
stood up out there?
but we had a great time. China was out there. Raider G, everybody that came out. Again, that's why we travel, right? We always say this is not just a franchise. This is a family, and that was what it was about out there. I really want to shout out Hollywood for coming through with the
Yes,
moonshine.
absolutely.
Hey,
Outlaw.
that was everything. So let's talk a little Raiders football here. Let's talk a little bit about the injured reserve. We'll just start with I watched Gruden's presser today. He announced that Collins is going to be on the injured reserve. Hurst did not practice. Trent Brown did. Hey, surprise there. But of course, they don't foresee him playing this week. I don't know if we'll ever see him on the field again. Let me know what you think, Raider Nation, that you're watching. Are we ever going to see Trent Brown on the field? Will he play again for the Raiders? I mean, it seems like there's an excuse almost every single week. The good thing is Joyner is off the COVID-19 list, and I believe there are 1 or 2 other players that were on the COVID-19 list that are off as well. So we'll have those players back for this Sunday's game. And speaking of this Sunday's game, will history repeat themselves? I think that's the big question. We've all been Raider fans for a long time, and we're always, what's that little meme with the triangles, like hopeful, disappointed, hopeful again, or something like that. And I feel like that's the cycle that we're always in. And now it seems like we're back at where we were last year. Carr says it feels different. Gruden says it feels different, but the numbers are the same. So just a little recap. The Raiders were 6-4 going into week 12 against the 3-7 Jets last year. They lost 34-3 and finished the season 1-5 with a 7-9 record, and they missed the playoffs. And in week 12 of this year, the Raiders also 6-4 go into a Falcons team that was also 3-7 and lost 43-6. So well, it's out there. I mean, the stats are the stats. I mean,
our stats. Like, bring it back. It's not going to repeat. We can't have that.
well, the Raiders gave up on themselves in both games. They gave up on themselves last year against the Jets. They pulled their starters. They gave up on themselves again this year. They pulled their starters. Hey, if anything, it looked like the Raiders needed to practice. So keep your players in and let them practice, if nothing else. I mean, we don't give up on them. I don't like them giving up on themselves or us, and I guess that's why Gruden apologized. But let's see. I know we've got a couple callers that are going to be calling. I think we're going to be hearing from Thor and Robert Vega here very soon to talk about this New York game. Let's see. They're saying DC is having the best season so far of his career. I think he has 19 touchdowns, only 4 interceptions and 104.9 pass rating. So is this the best? Is this the best he can do? If we're seeing him at his best, and if the Raiders fail to make the playoffs, is DC the guy? Is DC the guy? I mean, it's been 7 seasons. He's at his best. I know it's a young team, but I think he needs to start making some moves, like moving actually. and the division's going to get harder. I mean, the Chiefs have Mahomes for a decade. Herbert in San Diego was looking really good. The Raiders barely won that game. The next game against the Chargers, it's not a sure thing, obviously. So let me know. What do you think, Raider Nation? Let me know in the comments.
Certified Trouble has a thought there.
What? Tell me.
He says Trent will suit up soon, and we would need him on the line. As we could see from last week, Carr had 0 protection.
This is true. Yeah, Carr. Carr. I mean, the offensive line has been unstable with injuries and COVID and all of these types of things. But still, I mean, 3 fumbles, that's a lot. I think that's a lot. Hey, what's up? We got Bad Guys. Omar, hey, what are you doing? How you doing? Coach Muddle, hey, what's up? Just wanted to say what's up before I head to bed. Uh-oh. We have a caller here. Hey, caller, are you there?
Yes.
Hey, Robert Vega, how you doing? Can you hear me? I don't know. I heard him for a second. This worked out well last week. I don't know what's happening. When you want to give him a call? I am. You are? All right. She says she is. We're going to try to get the caller back on the line. But until then, the caller gets back in line, since we're speaking about New York, I do want to say I spoke to John and Carmine at Peter Dillon's. And if anyone knows that, everyone who's ever been to New York knows Peter Dillon's is the Raider bar out there. Peter Dillon's is proud to represent. This is a statement from them, by the way, and they wanted to be on the show, but of course they are bartending tonight. He is working. They are working. So unfortunately, they can't be on the show. But a statement from them is, Peter Dillon's is proud to represent the Raider Nations in New York City. They both, John and Carmine, had a lot of great plans for this year that they wanted to celebrate. Sadly, they could not pull it off because of the pandemic. The Raiders are traveling to New York next year to play the New York Giants, and they will have great things planned for the Raider Nation. Family, Peter Dillon's doors are always open and looking forward to welcoming everyone back there. So if you are in the New York area on Sunday, I believe they are still having a watch party that will be happening outside. So make sure if you're in the area, go ahead and check them out. We're going to try to get Robert Vega on the phone again. He is local to New York, so he'll probably have the ins and outs on where to hang out. No worries. Well, we will skip ahead to taking callers a little bit later, but for now, let's get Nevada Nick in here. He's going to give us his picks. Hey, Nevada Nick, how are you?
What's going on, Angela?
I am good. I'm good. I'm glad the show's on Wednesday because it gave me like several days to get over that horrible loss. No, I mean, there was no way I was going to be able to do a post show after that one. I would have been
that's a tough loss.
immediately.
Yeah, those are the kind of games, if you're a coach, sometimes you'll just take the film and bury it. I mean, that's just a game you don't want to remember. I mean, you kind of got to move on. And look, like you had brought up earlier, it's, you see this Jets game and you think, well, they're 0-11, but this is such a big game. I mean, you don't want history to repeat itself in regards to last season and obviously a Jets loss, especially when they're 0-11, because I just don't think they recover from that, especially this year.
No, definitely not. And I don't think it should be a team that should be overlooked. I mean, what did Derek Carr say in his presser today? I think it was, I forget which season. Maybe it was a rookie season. No, I don't remember what it was. But he says the Raiders were 0-10 and they ended up beating the Chiefs Thursday Night Football.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you don't want to be on the other side of that.
Right. And, I heard you talking about Derek Carr. And you bring up the 19 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. And that's great. But quarterbacks in the NFL, it's wins and losses. That's how they're – look at Kirk Cousins. He's always had good stats, but he doesn't win. And that's what it comes down to. And I know, look, Derek Carr hasn't had the best teams around him. There's no doubt about that. But, you look at all his losses. In each of those losses, he's got a turnover. And, especially last week, I think he had 3 fumbles. He just, I had mentioned to you, I think leadership's a problem with that team. I really do. They're young. You look at on defense, you have Crosby, second-year guy. Abrams was a rookie last year, so he was hurt. So this is his first year of playing. And then, obviously you got Jacobs on offense. So Carr's got to be the leader offensively and of the team. And I just think he lacks a little bit of leadership.
Yeah, definitely. I would agree with that. And like you say, with the young team, nobody's gonna. I mean, it's his team, and I don't think you would want the younger play. You want the younger players to stand up, and of course, but you don't really want them to take over that role. That is his role, and he should own that role. Would you agree?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you're the quarterback, and not just that, too, as you said, 7 years. So he's the veteran of the team. A lot. There's been a lot of turnover with the Raiders. So yeah, I mean, that offense is pretty much him and Jacobs, and that's another thing with Gruden. He kind of gets away from the run in their losses. The Raiders need to run that football because that's what they're built on, especially with that line, is running the ball, and then that's when Carr's great too. Play action, rolling him out of the pocket. It fits to their team. And look, I understand when you get down as much as they did last game, you gotta throw the ball, but still, it's the foundation of their team.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Nevada Nick, is there a solution in sight? I know I posed the question earlier. Actually, you and I had talked a little bit about this, but is DC the man moving forward, in your opinion?
Honestly, I think it's still wait and see. I think you see how this year plays out, but look, accountability is going to start being held. And look, if they don't make the playoffs this year, I think they will move on from Derek Carr. Because then I believe, look, if you don't make the playoffs this year, then next year it's probably John Gruden that's on the hook. I know he signed a big 10-year deal, but 4 years, no playoffs. I don't think that's what Davis thought when he was signing John Gruden.
Definitely. And educate me a little bit this, because you're better at numbers and contracts and all of this stuff. If the Raiders decide that DC is no longer the man because of because we'll say on the caveat, because of the failure to make the playoffs, how does that work with the contract that he currently has?
Right. It would depend on what the dead money is, but I would think with the Raiders that they'd be okay because also you have Trent Brown with his big deal, and they could get, they could obviously release him. So if they want to move on, I think they could. Plus Mariota, I think he signed a 1-year deal. I'm not sure, but look, there's other quarterbacks out there. You can go that route and try to get like a Ryan Tannehill, that was in a situation that didn't fit him, moved on somewhere else, and he's having great success. Who that quarterback could be, I don't know. But, Jameis Winston's going to be out there. There's going to be, there's talk that Sam Darnold may be out there.
Yeah, it makes me nervous. I mean, I understand it's do your stuff or get off the pot or whatever you say, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's like it makes me nervous to kind of start over, if you will.
Oh, I agree. If you're talking about drafting, they're just not going to be in a position to draft. So unless you're talking about really moving up, which I don't think they'll do, because I know Mayock likes draft capital, then it's bringing somebody in. And if they're not better than Derek Carr, I think you have to move on with Derek Carr. So if there isn't a solution to him, not being here, I don't think you draft somebody. I think it would be you find somebody that you think can get in your system and can fit, and you move on. But yeah, is there somebody that that John Gruden sees that'll fit that? I don't know, but there's going to be quarterbacks out there, that's for sure.
Definitely. Before we get into your Knicks picks, I just want to say what's up to a couple of people on the chat line. What's up, Jason, Dean, Hunter, Yuri? I see you. Stiz wants to say, Stiz and Jason Dean both say what's up to my special guest, Ed Sheeran.
Man, Jason Dean won't let that go.
I can see it. I can see it just a little bit. You're better looking than Ed Sheeran, though. So
thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. Hollywood, I think I already shouted you out, but you're so awesome. You deserve several shout outs. We were rolling with you all weekend long. Jester, what is that? Jester, by the way, I have part of your Jester outfit, so I'm gonna try to get that to you. You left it in the tailgate and party wagon. It's not a good party unless we find at least 4 to 5 things left over in the party bus, right? Yep. We might have a lost and found. But I digress. Who is this? Yes, Savvy Mom. Do I know who that is? Yes, ATL was a good time, fam. Blessed to have been able to attend a Raider game inside a stadium during 2020. I would agree with that. And my apologies if I don't know. I'm sure I know who this is, but you probably go by this is probably your stage name, right? So many names. Everyone has their stage name and their government name, and I only know half of each one of them. But anyway, let's get into your picks here, Nevada Nick.
Okay. So my first game, I'm going to go with the Saints, -2.5. I think Atlanta had the good game last week. I like the Saints. I wish Drew Brees was playing, but they played the Falcons at home 2 weeks ago. Roughed them up at home with, obviously, Taysom Hill playing quarterback. And I just think the same thing's going to happen. Their defense is really starting to play well. And as you know, with Vegas, that's one thing. When you see the teams that are here at the end, not many teams don't have a top 15 defense. And that's obviously one of the problems with Vegas. So, I'm a big defensive guy. Defense wins champion.
To say that on my show, Nick. Raiders. You have to say Raiders.
But yeah, defense wins championship, offense wins games. So, I'll refer them as the Raiders now. I apologize.
No worries. You're forgiven once. No, I'm kidding.
So yeah, I'm going to start with the Saints -2.5. I just think they're going to go into Atlanta and, like I said, defensively and offensively do what they need to do and do what the Raiders should have done and get a victory in Atlanta.
Yes, what the Raiders should have done is right.
Yeah,
right, go ahead.
And that's a big game like I said, with the Raiders, now you need to win the Jets and the Broncos, which is the Jets are the next game, Broncos is the last game. But now you're going to need to take 2 of those 3 games in the middle against all at home, but still Colts, Dolphins, and Chargers, and they're all going to be tough games. I mean, the Raiders are 6-5. And you look, that Chargers game, they snuck away with, too. So this team, and I know woulda, coulda, shoulda, but still, they could be 5-6. And, they've beaten good teams. That's what I don't understand is the up and downs. You've beaten a Chiefs team with one loss. Their one loss is to the Raiders. You've
Right.
beaten a Saints team with 2 losses. So you've beaten 2 of the top 3 teams in the NFL. So
I feel like the Raiders have always played to their opponent's level for some reason. Like
yeah.
what it's just like, and this is why I predicted to since the beginning of the season 8-8. I thought 8-8, 9 or 7. People thought I was just kind of like maybe I'm just so used to it. Maybe I'm used to that circle of hopeful and then not. But I mean, to me, it's just like it's unfortunate, and I wish it was going better. But it doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, no, look, I'm starting to feel that way with the Eagles. There's people every week they're telling me, and I keep betting against them. They're just, this week, but they're just, see, the last 2 years, obviously after the Super Bowl, we had those late runs where we got into the playoffs, but I just don't see it this year. There's so many issues, injuries, and it's so tough from going to being the second year of a quarterback and a coach, you win a Super Bowl, and you think, wow, we're in for a nice run, and they pretty much played 500 football. I know they were in the playoff the last 2 years, but really last year was because of a bad division. 2 years ago, they deserved it. But, like I said, the NFC East is a joke. So, sorry, I didn't mean to get into my Eagles. But
no, it's okay. It's your time.
Painful right now.
Into whatever you'd like.
So, my next game, I'm going to go to Monday night. We saw the Steelers won earlier today. I'm going to take the Washington. It's so weird saying that, too. The Washington football team plus 10. You got the Steelers. It's a home game, but for the Steelers. But you're coming off a short week. And Washington's defense is pretty good. They have a great defensive line led by Chase Young. I think they're going to – and look, Pittsburgh is due. They didn't play a good game today.
Right.
They're due for a loss. And does it happen this week? I don't know, but I definitely like Washington plus the 10. I just think you're going to see a low-scoring, close game. So take Washington plus 10.
Okay. Yeah, I saw the end of that Steelers game, and if that little floater wasn't caught there by Washington at the end, that could have been an entirely different ball game. And I was I don't have a horse in the race in that game, and I was kind of hoping that the Ravens would stop that just to kind of make it more interesting towards the end.
Right. And then my last one I'm going with, I know this one confused you last week. It's a 2-team teaser. There it is. And it's perfect. Okay. That's right. So I'm going to go Packers -2 at home against my Eagles. And then, look, this is a must-win for the Raiders. I mean, I thought last week was a must-win. This is, the season's on the line. And I know you say, well, they're playing an 0-11 team, but still, this is something you need to bounce back from. You really do. And, I would want a really good performance. Them sneaking away with a field goal win would be very disappointing to me. I think they need to come out from the beginning and set the tone. But I think they're going to win. I mean, I'm still in my suicide pool. I don't know if you're familiar with them, but there's 8 people left, and Raiders are my pick this week. So they better win. If they don't, man, I may be done with the Raiders. I may never bet them again because obviously, and I did say last week the line scared me, that it was weird. It didn't make sense.
Yeah.
I thought -3 was too low. I thought they should have been favored by 5 or 6 points, but obviously that's why Las Vegas knows more than I do. So.
That was nobody could. I don't think anybody could have predicted that score. But the Raiders going to even an 0-11 Jets team. I mean, they just got into practice today. They had to travel all the way across the country. Now they have to travel all the way back across the country. The Raiders are notorious for playing very poorly in cold weather. Right. I mean, forget about the record. If you're looking at numbers. To me, all of everything I just mentioned it will have more of an impact on the game than the fact that the Jets haven't won a game, especially because of what the Jets did to the Raiders last year. And I think that's going to be in the back of Carr's mind in particular.
No, and I agree. And you got to look at it too. So I believe it's a 1:00 game Sunday. So for the Raiders, that's a 10:00 game because they're used to Pacific time. So, you're flying on Saturday, the day before because of COVID. Before they used to come in on Fridays. It isn't easy. And look, the Jets, no matter what, they're 0-11, but they're still professionals, and nobody wants to be on a team that goes 0-16. So they're going to come out and play. And look, as crazy as it sounds, everybody knows the Jets stink. The pressure's on the Raiders. It really is. So you don't want to see a bad start because, look, expectations can drown people. And the Raiders do have some expectations this year. And, let's see what happens. But they better come out. And like I said, you don't want to see turnovers early because I really felt like the Raiders quit last week. They had the turnovers. Everything was going bad, and they quit. That's how I feel.
I agree with you. I was there, and I felt it as well. They gave us as fans nothing at all to cheer for. I mean, you saw me on TV. I was dancing and I was trying to stay lit. I was trying to keep like the motivation going. But once they quit on themselves, like I could just feel my entire body like deflate.
Maybe they should have had you go in there and do the halftime speech, not John Gruden.
Hey, I actually called it 6 minutes in. I texted the entire cast of 4 Live, and I was like, this is bad. And they were all like, calm down. Everything's going to be fine. Takes it easy. And I was like, 2 minutes later, how about now? How about now? Like, but I mean, I make light of it, but to me, if I can see it, and what do I know? How come the coaching staff can't see that and make adjustments like right then and there, or like you said, at halftime, which the Raiders have never been good at making halftime adjustments. So it's frustrating.
Yeah,
I'm sure I know they're frustrated too, but I mean, we're all frustrated, right?
Right, and that's where I get with leadership. Because that's where you need someone on your team for it to stop. You might not win the game, but at least you stop the leak. You get back in the football game and you play good football. And it just felt they got to a point and just said, "Oh, we're done," and just gave the game over. And there were so many self-inflicted wounds. The penalties where they get a turnover, there's a penalty. The missed field goal and it's roughing the kicker. I mean, that reminds me a lot of the old Raiders, and that's why they were the most penalized team in the league for a couple of years because they were undisciplined and lacked a lot of leadership.
Yep, definitely. Before we go on, I want to say what's up to my girl, Savvy. I know exactly who she is. See, I didn't know her stage name. I'm tripping over here. Everyone's making fun of me now. I only spent like the entire weekend with her. But I don't think you're going by your stage name. I kid. So, before we continue, Jose, how you doing? Sunny, what is Sunny saying? Oakland Raiders Savage. Nice to see you in here, my friend. Miss you on the show. I know you're busy. Everyone's schedule is changing these days with COVID. People trying to get back to work, which is a great thing. So, Tobias, hey, what's up? Raiders de la Baja in the house. You know that's right. And if I missed anyone, Mother Moon, you want to shout out anybody I missed, and we'll let Nevada Nick finish up his picks here. I think that was your last one, right?
Correct,
because he has to save all of his other picks for his show tomorrow when he's on in the huddle with Coach Muddle tomorrow at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern, and I will be filling in as just filling in. I'm saying I'm not a special guest. I'm just filling in.
And we're always glad to have you. And congratulations on 1,000 subscribers. That's really cool.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
That was really exciting to have. So let me give out a couple of shouts here. Respect to Certified Trouble 13. I'm sorry if you were doing some repeats here, but I'll always appreciate you. We have Jose and, of course, Raider Savage. And it looks kind of like some new people here, but as I scroll through here, pretty much Jason, Anthony. Oh, yeah, that's Jester. So here I go again.
All right. Well, we are going to open the phone like this. Can you hear that ringing? Why does it keep ringing?
I can hear that ringing loud and clear.
I know, right? But it's definitely not coming through the speakers it's supposed to be coming through. So that's the problem here. All right, Nevada Nick, do you have anything else for us?
Yeah, real quick. Jason Dean, Quicksand, like the program. He's talking about so that's a movie, the program. It's about a college football team, and they call it quicksands when you make one mistake, another mistake, and then you feel like you're in quicksand. But that's just because Jason Dean just said it's quicksand. So no, but that's it for me, I guess. Just tune in tomorrow. Coach Muddle will be on what you said 3 Pacific. I got used to that. 6 Eastern. And then we're also on Sunday mornings it would be 7 a.m. Pacific, 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Eastern.
All right, that's early for the West Coast, but we'll try.
It is.
We'll be up early because we have a 10:00 game, so we'll probably be Raider fans. We'll be taking tequila shots by then, I'm sure.
Yeah. I couldn't imagine that waking up at 10 a.m. for football. It was like today having a 3:40 Wednesday game. It's weird.
See, and I can't imagine staying up till like 1:00 in the morning watching.
Yeah, it can get tough. Trust me, it can get tough, especially when you're you're a gambling addict like I am.
Definitely. All right, Nevada Nick, we are going to get to our
Yep.
caller here. So thank you so much for
Thanks,
being here.
Angela.
All right, I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you. That was Nevada Nick. Caller, are you on the line?
Yes, I am.
Hey, that is fantabulous. Hopefully the callers can or the viewers can hear you. Robert Vega, we have Robert Vega in the house, New York's bravest. He's going to talk to us a little bit about everything that's happening in New York and potentially where we could watch. I wish I could watch with you. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing great as well. I made it back from Atlanta, hopefully, and so far I think COVID free.
That's good.
Knock
That's
on
good.
wood,
That's a good thing.
right?
Right.
So talk to me a little bit. What do you think about this game coming up? And where are you going to be watching, and can people join you?
Absolutely. Well, I'm going to be watching the game at Dillon's. That's the Raider bar in New York City with John and Carmine, two best guys who run the bar in New York and the Raider Club there. This upcoming game is going to be very crucial. And like you said earlier, every time they come to the East Coast, for some reason they fold. They don't play well in cold weather. And, they have several obstacles against them. They just came from Atlanta, fly back to Vegas, try to heal, make practice, now fly back to New York City. That's
Right.
a lot.
That is a lot.
And they're going to have to try to recover. They really, really need this game. If they lose this game, it doesn't look good for them at all. It just doesn't. And the Jets are horrible. They're a laughing stock out here. And, I really don't know what to say. I mean, I hope they win this game, and they should. They should win this game. They haven't won out here since the 90s. So that's not that needs to change.
So let me ask you this. Look, I don't know if you were listening earlier when we were talking about Derek Carr. If he fails to make the playoffs, do you think, in your opinion, is it time for the Raiders to look elsewhere, or do the Raiders stick it out? What do you think?
You know what? I'm sure they're definitely going to look at it, and you know what? They still need to build a better team around him.
Right.
The whole team looked horrible last week. So it's
horrible.
Not
and no, it's not his. No, I'm definitely not saying that. They have no pass rush. The offensive line was bad. They dropped passes. The coaching staff was terrible. It was collectively an awful performance by everybody. I would agree with that.
Yes, I think it was 3 fumbles. They just couldn't get nothing going. Nothing was going their way since the first quarter.
I think it was 4 fumbles. I think Carr had 3. I think did Jacobs have 1, and then there was an interception, I believe.
Right, you're right. They had 5 turnovers overall, and they just couldn't get nothing going, nothing. And you would, like you said before, he was like, okay, give it time, and that time never came. They just never got over that hump, and it was just horrible from scratch. So hopefully they can turn around this Sunday and get this win. It'd be a laughing stock if they don't beat the Jets, really.
Yeah, unfortunately, I agree with you, but we're gonna win, right?
Yes, we are gonna
we have to win.
Listen, if they beat KC at home and they beat the Saints, they should be able to beat the Jets with no problem. They should.
I 100% agree with you. So yes, we talked about Peter Dillon's. We talked about Peter Dillon's earlier. I spoke with John and Carmine, and they said that they have a lot going on. They had a lot planned this year. They're hoping to do everything next year. We're hoping to make it out there for the New York Giants game. And the watch party, is that, or I don't know if it's a watch party per se, but I know the bar's open. Is it just street? The TV's on the street, or they have allowing people inside as well?
It's indoors. They only allow 24 people capacity. So, and it's not in the street because it's getting cold out. The weather's starting to drop. Yeah, right now it's probably 42, 43 right now at this moment.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I don't see too many people watching the game from outdoors. So
okay. So get there early. Or tell them you're with Vega.
Yeah. Well, the bar opens at 12, so you can only get there an hour before the game.
Okay.
So if you can get there, great. And there's only 24 people, so.
And Jets aren't allowing fans in the stands. Is that correct?
No, they're not.
Okay.
The city's pretty much shutting down. There's a curfew. Restaurants and bars are shutting down at 10. So there's only so much you can do before that. People are wearing masks, and it's limited everywhere. So we just got to make the best of it.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Well,
as long as I can see the game, I'm happy.
Totally. Well, I will let you go. I know you took time out of your busy schedule. You're actually working at the moment, and thank you for trying to call in over and over again. And I appreciate your insight. And as one of New York's bravest, of course, not only do we thank you so much for everything you do, but stay safe out there, my friend.
Thank you, Raider Nation. I love you guys. God bless. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye. That was Robert Vega. So I am going to go ahead and open the call line here, the chat line. Oh, someone's already calling. All right. Thor. What is up, Thor? How you doing, my friend?
I'm hanging in, man. It was good to talk to Vega today. We tried to call in together. I don't know what was going on with that. Anyway, shit. Yeah,
Okay.
we're gonna win this game on Sunday. Honestly, we're gonna win the game on Sunday. By somehow, some way, I listened to Nevada Nick earlier say it would be a disappointment if we won by 3 or something like that. And I understand that, but it would be a disappointment if we lost the game.
Agree.
So
and I think he meant that in the best.
win,
I think he meant that in the best way possible. I think he meant the Raiders should destroy them.
They should. No, I know what he
Yeah.
meant. I know, and I know that too, and I know we should, and we should have destroyed Atlanta, but we didn't. So by hook or by crook, if we win by one or we win by 30, if we lose by 1 or we lose by 30, it all counts as one win or one loss.
We'll take
So
it.
you know what the
problem was with the Atlanta game? I think I jinxed them because in the pregame show, I predicted 45 to not enough, and I forgot to mention that I meant the Raiders 45 and the Falcons not enough.
Right. I mean, shit. That. I don't know, man. Every team's got one of them games in them. I just hope that's what it was. But to be honest, I'm not. I'm mad at who I've been mad at for the last 2 years, and that's Gruden. I know.
Yeah.
To me, Gruden's way overrated. Gruden's way over. Man, go out there and do something, man. I'm tired of this. It's 1980s football or something, and that's cool. I love that. I love smash mouth, run the ball, all that stuff. But if you don't have a defense to back that up, you can't do that. You're gonna have to get out there. I mean, we come in and play Atlanta, and we're so predictable on offense.
Yeah. Every game.
What they're running the ball every game with Jacobs throw the ball. And Atlanta's got a horrible defense against the pass and have a decent defense against the run. So now we're gonna go to their strength instead of their weakness. I understand Jacobs is a monster and we think we can pound the ball on anyone.
I would say that hit by Jacobs was next level though. I enjoyed that. Didn't knock that fool right up on his butt.
Then there was that at the beginning of the game. At the beginning of the game, I couldn't necessarily understand you were there, so you could feel the whole what it's like, and you feel like, oh, we're done. At the beginning of the game, to me, I honestly felt like in the second half, we got a big shot because we should be down way more than this because the officials have cheated us. I heard Nick talk also about that the block kick that turned into. That was a terrible call. Everyone knows that was not. The dude drug our dude into their kicker. That should never went out. That cost us. He missed that field goal before he got a man drug into him, so it shouldn't have been a penalty. And they end up getting a touchdown a couple plays later. That's a huge swing. At the time, the game is still close. We would have had better field position. The whole thing. There was a couple.
What do we think about this? What Sonny says? What do we think? Personally, I don't want personally not wanting to make too many changes in regards to personnel next year, as the pandemic has affected so much for all teams. Do you think that applies to the Raiders? I mean, of course, the pandemic applies to all teams, but it specifically, I mean, is it a bigger problem than that, I guess?
I mean, do I think that we should make lots of changes or not because of the pandemic? I think that we are in the same boat as everyone.
Right.
I think we should have made changes a long time ago. And so at some point, you're going to have to do it. Do I think Derek Carr is the man or not? I like Derek Carr till he got hurt. Then I was upset. I felt like this year he was progressing kind of back toward that. So he had a horrible game last week. Like, we can't jump back onto, oh, he's awful. I mean, everyone had a horrible game. If he does that against the Jets, oh, man, fire everyone. I don't you know what I'm saying? If that happens against the Jets, fire everyone. And I understand COVID is hurting us on this because had it not been for COVID, we'd have just stayed out on the East Coast, got acclimated to the time change thing,
Definitely.
the weather, whatever it may be. But, you know, we can't be out there in, like, hotels and whatever. Because of the COVID thing, you got all this different. And so we had to go back home. Then we're going to be back on West Coast time. Go back out there.
Right.
Back to East Coast time. And what Vegas say? Oh, it's 40-some degrees. They're going to be going to Vegas. They're not going to be ready for that weather, maybe.
So really quickly, before you go on, I just want to shout out some of the callers here. I want to say what's up to Baja, Raiders de la Baja, and thanks for coming in. Tell the people in the comments if you're still, I think you're doing a toy drive on the 12th. Let everybody know how they can be part of that. I saw a couple other people from Raiders de la Baja in the chat line. As you know, I was there a couple weeks ago and they were awesome. They were so welcoming. I think 30 of their people subscribe to our YouTube channel. So I still want to continue to send love out to all of you. Ethan, yeah, I see you, Raider Panda. You're there. All right, Thor, you want to continue?
What's that? Hello?
I said, yeah. Do you want to continue? Really quick, Sonny says Thor is right in that our West Coast offense play calling is too predictable, conservative, and lacks surprises. Yeah, I think we can all agree on that.
Yeah. I mean, we just need to go out and get this win. You know, we go get this win and we move to 7-5 and we play Indianapolis. I want to say next who's 7-4. So if we could beat them, you know what I'm saying? That's huge. They're right in that playoff hunt with us. The extra playoff berth this year.
Unfortunately, I think we're at the Raiders are again at the point where they have to start rooting against teams like Indianapolis and Miami. You know, we want the Raiders, we want them to just win and control their destiny. We're at a point where as Raider fans and as Raiders, obviously the team themselves, have to start hoping that Indianapolis starts to lose some games and some other teams start to lose some games, and that's never a good position to be in.
Well, yeah, I mean, we play Miami, we play Indianapolis. So you know what I'm saying? We're sitting in position where we can control. We have to beat the Jets. We have to beat I mean, I feel like this: beat the Jets, and we go 3-1 over the last 4. And I know a lot of people are going to want to say, "Oh, well, we can win out." Yeah, we can, but I mean, I'm trying to be as, you know, I was with you. I was really felt like I was being kind to giving us 9-7 at the beginning of the year, and now I'm like, okay, I'm really feel I can see 10-6. I was saying that a couple weeks ago. I think I could see 10-6. So that Atlanta game almost was bound to happen. There was going to be a loss in there somewhere,
right?
Because
I didn't think it was going to be that one.
No, I hear you, and it hurts because you were out there. You know, that was rough. I was at New York last game. I mean, I was supposed to be out there.
Nevada Nick said it best. He said that John Gruden owes all of us that traveled a refund. No.
Right.
I risked COVID for that horrible performance. I risked my life.
Right, exactly. Shit. I mean, you know, I wish I was out there. I wish I was out there with Vega this week out at Dillon's. Carmine actually called me up yesterday and was like, "Hey, you guys still coming out here?" I was like, man, Carmine, I wish. Can't do it, man. It's too crazy now. Al, I was supposed to be staying at Al's house, and we were supposed to do Peter Dillon's for the game early. But it's craziness. So let's hope the team goes out there and does what they're supposed to do, because we're more talented than them, and we're playing for something. They're not playing for anything. Normally, I want our team to start out on defense, but I feel like if we win, I know it's only a game against the Jets in
Definitely.
week 13.
Let's answer Stiz's question here. He says, "What do you think about Devante Booker if Jacob isn't able to go?" I think Jacobs is going to be able to go, but I like Devante. I like Devante Booker though. I have faith in him.
Yes. I think the same. I think that if Jacobs is even a little bit hurt, please don't play him, because we should be able to beat the Jets without Jacobs. With Devante Booker is solid. Jalen Richard, that hurts that he's not there, though. I mean, hopefully he can play.
I think I heard today that he's returning this week.
Okay, good. Well, then if he's there, if Jacobs is even a little bit hurt, man, this game, I don't think we need him to win this game. I mean, Devante Booker is solid, and Jalen Richard, I love Jalen Richard. And if they're both there, I feel like we could still mop these dudes up and make sure Jacob is healthy, because that Indy game and that Miami game are so big because of their records and us fighting for a playoff spot and position. I mean, if we go 10-6 and we have wins over both of them, I feel like we're going to get in. And I mean, I'm not saying we're a Super Bowl team, but you get in. I mean, we know we could beat KC. KC knows they don't want to play us again.
Well, and if the Raiders could beat KC, they could beat anybody, right?
Exactly. So just give us a shot to get in. But we mentally have to be there all the time. And that's why I blame Gruden. Gunter, oh my God, I don't know why he still has a job. But whatever, that's neither here nor there. I mean, they just need to mentally come prepared every single week. And I'm just going to give it last week just something, I don't know. Maybe they started getting a little bit over themselves. They thought they were better than they were or something. I don't know. They didn't prepare enough. Again, I thought that on coaching, but don't let that shit happen again, or don't let that happen again, because we have to realize we are not that team yet.
No, definitely not.
I mean, maybe we'll be there in a couple of years, and who knows? We'll see how drafts go and how people stay healthy or whatever, how chemistry works. But hopefully we'll be that.
Definitely. All right, Thor. Well, thanks for your call. Hopefully we can get you on screen sometime. I know you were having maybe some tech difficulties. No worries. But I'm going to try to take some other callers here.
All good. All right, John.
All right. All right. So I'm going to get back to the chat line a little bit here. So let's see. Either one is good, Rodolfo says, and I think you're referring to Jacobs or Booker, and I would agree with that. I think Booker does a great job. And I would agree with what Thor said as well. We don't want to risk further industry, but I did hear what Sonny said as well. I heard Ingold say today during his presser that he's still broken, literally ribs broken, but he says he's good to go. And I think he also said that Jacobs was good to go as well. We're going to get to some callers here in just a minute. Sorry, I'm going to take this down. I just want to acknowledge some of the people in the chat line before we move on to the next caller here. Jester says, I think Jacobs could rest and let Booker get those carries. I agree with you. I think that's probably a good call if he's banged up. Let Booker go. I know if Oakland Raiders Savage is still in here, he's been a big fan of Booker since the beginning of the season. Let's see. Stiz says, what do you think about Devante Booker of Jacobs? Oh, sorry. Same one. I thought you were responding to that. My bad. You know what the problem was? I was drinking some of Hollywood's moonshine. No, I'm totally kidding. I wish I still had some. Hollywood
says he's going to send us some.
You going to send us some? Shoot, I'm going to give you my address.
what I'm
I'll meet you
saying.
at the airport. I'll just fly over and pick that up. It'll probably be cheaper than FedEx. No, I'm kidding. Says, let's see.
Oh,
What
wait, we
else?
get a little discount on FedEx. Friends and family discount.
All right. Don't know what she's referring to. She must say
Savage.
something. Ah. What else do we have in here? Well, we're gonna read through some more of these comments that's left tonight for Familia. Yes, thank you everyone for joining us. We are up on our time. We did have another caller, but we are running out of time. Unfortunately, there is only 5 minutes left, and I do still want to get some of our music here. So let me try to cue this up here. Actually, my friend George back there, he's a DJ. He's gonna try to cue it up. So, like we said at the beginning of the show, we have music coming out. So, this is Raider Gang by Lonnie Cash and Certified.
I'll never rep another team. I'll never jump ship. I'm a Raider, homie. That's all I've ever been. I live by Al's words, just win, baby, win. And
Win, baby, win.
Now it's most evident. Las Vegas Raiders, and I'm the vice president.
Yeah, it's a Raiders thing.
Black
Woo!
and silver, I represent Raider Gang. Yeah. It's an Oakland thing.
Oakland.
Black and silver, I represent Raider Gang.
Woo!
It's a worldwide thing, yeah.
Come on now. You know you feeling this at home.
Yeah, it's an LA thing. Black and silver, I represent Raider Gang.
Whoa, this is my favorite part. Can I let this roll? Come on. Oh, George cut us off. You know why? Because we only allowed to play a snippet of that because it is not released yet. So if you want that, look out for it. Make sure to follow Certified Trouble on Instagram and on all platforms. And also check out his video, Bleeding Silver and Black, on YouTube. That is out now. He has a music video for that he filmed out in Vegas, and you'll recognize a lot of, I don't know, these super fans, the Raider fans, the I don't know, you know what I mean.
I'm gonna have to hear that little snippet we have in a loop after we're out of here.
Right? Speaking of some of our favorite fans, George is also representing Lil Chucky Gruden. If you haven't already, please subscribe to his channel. It is Lil Lil Chucky Gruden on YouTube. I know Mother Moon wants to say it.
On YouTube? No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. So he hit 100 subscribers on YouTube.
I was gonna say,
but she didn't. So I gotta say it. You know, we run out of time here. So 100 subscribers on YouTube. He hit that in Atlanta. So congratulations to Little Chucky Gruden. But we want to get him some more, and look out for Little Chucky's Corner. He usually puts that out like on Saturday or something like that before the game. It's absolutely, I never know how to describe it. I think it's hilarious and cute, but it's probably like rough and tough. You know, he's our coach. You know how that is.
We have to look for him because the NFL camera came up right to him, and he was doing a little bit of.
Oh yeah, look out for us on NFL Films. That's right. Yeah. We were a Little Chucky squad in the at the tailgate. He was front and center, of course, and we were all in the back, and he was front and center with Raider Arena, who is part of Hollywood's crew. She made her debut this weekend. Make sure to follow her on all platforms as well. I know she's on Insta and Face. I'm not sure if she has any other platforms there, but if you're still in the chat line, let us know. And we have one more song we are going to go out with, and this is courtesy of Mr. Matter of Fact. This is our new theme song, and it will be coming out December 9th. So look out for that. And we shout a bunch of our fans out. What you guys say, Mother Moon? You can talk to them.
No, I was just going to say, if you would just please leave your comments underneath the little show here. Let us know. We'll talk to you after the show and just keep it going. But yeah, listen, there we go.
Yes, definitely. Story. Leave us a comment, not only in the chat line, but down below. Give us a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe tell a friend, and look out for some episodes. Let us know what you think about our new theme song, courtesy of Mr. Matter of Fact. Woo! And I'll represent that nation. Our story. Our story. Me. Buttermoon. Woo! Thor.
Three amigos, four brothers, Mr. Nicely seasoned. What's the mariachi without Senior Raider? Representing just like the beginning Oakland Raiders.
Hey. What a big loco. Still Chucky. Hey.
Right here in the OAK, California dreaming in the Golden State. Alameda County right here in the Bay.
Hey.
Find me on that east side, yo. Representing that east side, oh. No matter what, we rep that shield. Just like Anna and the Bank Club in
Emeryville. Our story, our story.
Dedicated to the nation.
Again, look out for our video from Atlanta be coming out. Me and little Chucky Grunen's mom Sylvia dancing up on the party bus. Mr. Matter of Fact. And if you haven't already, check out our last episode. Tailgating is our staple. That was released this past weekend. Make sure to check that out, y'all. Story, our story. Our story.
Greater nation. Our story. Yo, this is my story, and I represent you with the pride and the portion.
Woo! This is our story. We want to hear your stories too. If you want to be on our show, reach out to me. We get you all up on here. Hollywood Raider.
All around the town, and I just found out Raider Savage on the end.
Hey.
Yeah.
Raider de la Ball.
Just having a cold one with Cold Raider 65.
Woo. Atlanta wind is a breeze. Hey.
Dedicated to the nation.
Our story, our story. And if you have any videos of yourself in Vegas or out there representing Raider Nation, send it to us. Our next episode is going to be dedicated to the fans and Raider Nation. So make sure you send those to us. We want to see all y'all up in our video.
Yeah.
Carlos, what's up? Damian, you know we go out way in only one way. Raiders. Much love, Raider Nation.